You already know who it is. Derek Diablo, Diablo TV Live, Scott, do things you're supposed to do, champ. First off, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, everybody out there. God bless you and your families, dig? Now then, don't be trying to immerse myself in political current events and everything like that. Obviously, I stay abreast during the holiday season, but I'm more trying to focus on the holidays, positivity, peace, love, you feel me? Those sorts of things, family. And one thing though, talking about culture, which then bridges into politics, because politics is inescapable, understand? Like Plato said, those of us who choose not to become involved in politics accept being governed by our inferiors. You dig it? And I'm not into having my inferiors govern me, feel me? So now then, comes to me the biggest news on my YouTube. I sit around watching YouTube. I don't watch television that much. I watch YouTube more or less, get knowledge, pull up more knowledge, come back to it later, understand. So Fat Joe versus Lord Jamar. Let's get into it. Big content. To me, that's the biggest content that's going on YouTube right now. I don't be on the other platforms really. Everybody knows I got Instagram. Check that out. Derek Diablo TV, Instagram. You know what I mean? But I don't run that. Bomb. That's more like about pictures. I'm on this. Feel me? So then, I'm directly connected in the sense of the people involved and the era. And there's so many different bits that come up. I'm about to do it in multiple video calls. I'll sit here, I'll talk for hours. And if I had another brother here, we could be building right now about all this stuff. Because this ain't nothing new, baby. And then for my people who out there don't know, Fat Joe is a rapper, Bronx rapper, Puerto Rican lad. Lord Jamar is a New York rapper. He's from Brand Nubian crew. Punks him up to get beat down, you understand? So he's a black lad from New York. I'm not sure exactly what borough he's from. So basically, there's a big online beef between them, but it's bigger. And then it has to do with race. Social construct, race. Something that's invented by the mind, but it's social. So does it have an impact and exist? Then you got the FBA, Foundational Black Authority, I believe is what it's called, FBA for sure. And I just found out about them. So then what I did is I don't let the next man tell me what something is. You feel me? I looked up the name, I went to the website and I studied all of it, and I see what the perspective is. You feel me? And then the basis of it is a documentary came out, which I'll put the link. I don't know the name. I ain't seen it yet. I'll go watch it now. And that's how controversy stirs interest. The two parties might be working in cahoots, and it's all coming from, I think, in my humble opinion, of Lord Jamar. He's a very sharp guy. He's a very clever guy, eloquent guy, measured guy, and he seems to be the sort of chess player in this situation, provoking reactions, because already I saw him this whole time. He's come to a lot of prominence in the modern era on social media, as far as YouTube, talking about politics, talking about Donald Trump, and then Fat Joe perform on the DNC, right, with the Democrats. So by provoking this question, I don't think I've seen any video, because I ain't watched all of it. They're all out there now. But I don't see that anybody's figured out that this is Lord Jamar's scheme, whereby he was able to push the issue that was initially being pushed about Kamala Harris and others who claim to be black, to get some sort of advantage, whatever it may be, politically attract voters. You know what I mean? So then the flip side of this whole debate is, what we're saying is Fat Joe black? That's a big part of it, because they're going back now. Let me go back to my knowledge of the Foundational Black Authority, I think is what they're called, or Foundational Black Americans, FBA, understand? And what I see from their website, when I read it myself, I ain't mastered it, I ain't studied it, but what I see is it's African Americans that can, so right away, to begin with, African American is legit to me. It's scientific. You feel me? It's an ethnic group and a territorial area that it's named for. When you say black, I don't believe in black. Now, black, white, these races that were created by Europeans to understand these other people they were encountering and so forth back then. So it's a white supremacist theory before white supremacy existed as such. But then from the Afrocentric perspective, then the entirety of European culture is white supremacy, So it's a matter of the way you phrase it. It's the same actions, but what was the people going into it with these ideas, and what was their motivation? But what Lord Jamar said, this FBA, we are the African American descendant of slave, and it's very technical. You have to go by, if one of your ancestors was, then you could be in it, But to me, it looks like Seminoles. I'm familiar with Seminole. It look like that. Like you get more dividends based on what percentage you are. You're a full-blown Seminole. They get over $10,000 a month in dividends. Last I heard from Seminole just by being a Seminole. So then when it comes to money like that, so then bam. Kamala Harris, as an example, not to pick on her, but she going around saying she's black. Other people say she's black, but a lot of people don't agree with that. When she get reparations, her family was slave owners. Boom. So I don't got nothing against nobody in this conversation. You feel me? I'm for peace and positivity and building, unless it needs to come to it, and then you should be able to fight and drink a beer and shake hand afterwards. But this is all interesting stuff to think about and discuss, and it's going on in the world right now, and it's better to talk about hip-hop and social constructs than it is to talk about wars going on in other countries. You feel me? When people are dying and we celebrating. So to try to conclude this one a little bit, because I keep going on about this over and over. Then it comes to who invented hip hop. That's what they're trying to say. Like, nah, it was invented by blacks. There was other people. There was Latinos, and there was Asians and Jamaicans. So then this FBA is purely African, and you can't blame the people for saying, yo, you guys are not all in this thing. We're this, and our ancestors went through this. Your ancestors in the Caribbean, you was elsewhere. Bam, that's your people. So I don't feel that it's coming from a racist place of hatred. But whenever you talk about race, you are then a racist, because you are proposing race theory. And whether you call it critical race theory or National Socialist Nazi race theory, it is this disinformation or misinformation or social construct that seeks to categorize people and put people in groups. And then for the Marxism, let's say the Stalininsky and the organizing, it's what you do. You identify marginalized groups and then organize them independently around one issue that they can agitate upon, and then you find solidarity, intersectionality in all the group, and overthrow the working class, overthrowing the proletariat, overthrowing the bourgeoisie. That's where it all comes from, innit? But thing about it is, there's so much more we could say, and I'm interested to see what comes up in the comments. But when it comes to hip-hop, who's the founders of hip-hop? Who started hip-hop? Well, to me, baby, I think it comes down to eras and what you reckon is supreme. Because as far as I'm concerned, what's supreme is the golden era, what they call golden era, which I started rapping in 1989. By 1990, I was already going around. I got the EPMD Gold Digger album. That was what I used to use before I got with Skinner T. That's 1990, understand? First Skinhead MC. That's Skinner T. I'm the one who invented it as a genre. We were the first ones yelling and screaming, and I couldn't rap. I wrote raps. It was an idea I came up. Skinner T was already rapping in Jam Pony Express. You understand? Woo, we're gonna open that up too. Jam Pony, Lauderdale. What it say about it? Influence of South Florida upon the rest of hip hop hasn't been documented yet. These record labels saw us. We just showcased it. We interrupted. How can I be down in those events? Ooh, I'm about to go into that. All these A&Rs and everything like that. And my cousin is Curious George. He was on Def Jam Records. Understand? So I met Fat Joe back in those days of these How Can I Be Down Fest. People don't know about that. That's South Florida history. I'm gonna break it all out for you, baby. But as far as I'm concerned, hip hop was invented by Africa Bambaataa. And I'm Chapter 3 Zulu Nation. So I'm always gonna fly with that. You understand? And it was taught by the teacher, KRS-One, greatest MC of all time. So point blank period. Everybody else could say, oh, because there was hip-hopping and bebopping in the South and all this, trying to claim an older legacy of hip-hop. And what about Grandmaster Flash, the Jamaican? He cut the sound system. Without the sound system in the park, there wouldn't have been no hip-hop. And that was a Jamaican influence. They already had the sound system culture. So I'm not trying to be the final authority on it, far be it from me. However, it wasn't until Africa Bambaataa came along, going from the era of the Black Spades into the Universal Zulu Nation, whereby he laid out and engineered the culture to the 5 elements and incorporating all under the flag of hip-hop. The word existed before, but he unified it into a complete culture in the same way. Now here's the thing, here's where the cross-culture comes to, with the skinhead thing and everything. There's Gary Bushell. You look up Gary Bushell, founder of Oi music, Oi, skinhead music, also street working class rock and roll. Not everybody's a skinhead, but is identified as a skinhead music. And he saw a bunch of different bands that was out there, second wave of punk, that were more street real, working class. Weren't a bunch of art school kids, know the track, not to detract from the original punks, but he saw these and put it together and named it Oi, and put together albums. And that's how Oi came out. My man, talking about Terry Hatcher, founder of dubstep. Why is he the founder of dubstep? Because him and his mates Scream Banger, these other guys, you know, coming off the Horsepower Productions and everything. There's all these other groups that's it. It's seminal in dubstep. But my man Terry Hatchett, big up Terry Hatchett, Croydon, he named it. He put out a compilation, Dubstep All-Stars, and unified them. So when you unify a culture and you name it, and nobody else ever put that name on wax before, baby, you own it. So these other people that I see is talking with respect to the God, as it were. Lord JAMAR, he's 5%er, right? Bomb. So we all related, like, as in Chain Gang, we all related to where I go with it, boom, and that's a whole other discussion, because it's all about blacks and Latinos. You know what I mean? And then people trying to talk about brown and black. Oh, and the brown and black people, they use us politically that way. So what I see is Lord JAMAR has stepped above the fray. And he's not a Republican, but he sees the strength on that side and the power on that side, Jack. Ooh, it's far from over. Del Boy Diablo. Talking about hip-hop. What's your view? Is Fat Joe racist? Is the FBA racist? Talk to me, baby.